Well, Edamina was a brasso said the Agradaa at the bro and Yawada. I'm sure so I can't say the echo should be an also per se Uhuna Tiasie. Agradaa is a discussion of the manifestos of the various political parties, and there is my lane. Name Lane, Papa, and you know. I'm just too happy to be part of this discussion. We don't mind any Kwabnas, and the show is ably produced by Same with support from Ampedu, Anafe, Dominic Esieboa, Solo, Anafe, makeup artists for and set designers, PRO, and a sound, a camera for Domasi. And our discussion is centered on the entertainment industry, tourism, culture, and creative arts. What the major political parties, in terms of one social contractor, one Ghana for war. But yebeko do akoye fact checker no. Probably before the fact checker no. Otati obi doba onia wona mami osia wona mami ahofe. And then the most controversial abi bae me voice unfanche me wadonku tuo ya mido ho abi bae hey Rex Oma atenase Rex apologies saying good. Rex Oma, I represented the interests of the creative arts through the ruling National Democratic Congress. And one of the, is it producers or directors or film, whatever, or no, they be a controversial titles and one or the two hot folk, hot this, hot chop, hot break, hot stay, then, it's been with the industry for over God knows the number of years. Very controversial, but Bribiada, a person making the point. So this is what he believes in. Socrates Afonso, at Socrates, good evening, I say. And also the creative and arts industry through the eye of the new Patriotic Party, and also the Bedisa and Komono. Of course, we don't mind any Kwabna. If you also care to know, almost the JJ Metata or creative industry name. Directemia, me koyira kwanya, mabe pio amanyo same. So what is about entertainment? I love it so much. Intermediate say you will have one of the finest discussion. Ebema, yeah, your creative industry no enya ahotoso say dachi papebi ewo emai. You don't necessarily have to always be traveling outside when you're in the entertainment industry, but wait matna Ghana and I'm share papa no na wadi now, if you want that international bite, so at their balance, no be a superstar precope. Yakwaba, we are checking the facts because the other come on, so you better check here with a sanity. We are going to check the facts. Last week, they see what now for your baby. Rex Oma and Socrates Afonso, what the new Patriotic Party and the NDC, the ruling party, are relating to tourism, culture, and creative arts. But you better center more on the creative arts. Yakwaba.
The loan that was given to us was 34, and the studies and everything was done by the Indian government. Now, as I'm telling you, I cannot give you the figures. There are more nurses that have been employed than before. There are more teachers that have been employed than before, according to the statistics that I have seen.
I don't think teachers will be.
Well, fine. To see the exemptions in our tax regimes. You understand? But
we're in the pine, so dodgy.
Yeah. Now, your problem. No. Most people don't pay taxes. Your problem. No.
Most people.
Inflation is 40.5. Yeah, the buyer drew 18.1. Yes. So when you do that, you are creating an environment for what? NPP AFI so in year 2009 January. Now exchange rate in I'm saying 1.2 to the dollar. They say it's almost 4 to the dollar. Share Okaya MPP back power first. Now tax no corporate tax was around 35%. It may change about 25%. Emma amount for who how. Okaya even inside VAT yeah the bar flat 3%. And then this year's amount to cost 17.5%. And we are saying say a bar you bring it back to 3%. Let me correct something here.
Okay.
The lower middle income status was achieved in 2007. It's not 2011. You can go and ask.
2007?
Yes, not 2011.
Okay, about the fact check. November ne de toso edu ana mema wa joaba eya Agradaa so hanum na ehu the parties neka various sectors of the economy yaka adesua honsem yaka apomuden honsem yaka Ghana esika sem CDC ko honsem yaka nyoma dodo na no e wa hanum say all towards the countdown to election 2016 on the 7th of December. Enti ene ye korua de ma wo ni gi de ma me mani gi de ma obi biara ni gi say ye drum, say ye sini, say ye kind of say poetry, say ye bibia ni nyina nkamfo ano de na various political parties no ewo edema ye best start with the ruling National Democratic Congress opeki up omo manifesto na tourism, culture and creative arts, and they talk about their achievements. The NDC government has undertaken the following: completed the construction of the Accra Visitors Information Center as a one-stop shop for tourism information, released 1 million Ghana cedi to creative arts practitioners and mandated the Ghana Culture Forum to disburse same, ratified 7 UNESCO conventions to ensure that the sector receives international recognition and support for its development, concluded preparatory works for the redevelopment of the stretch of land from the Osu Castle to the Arts Center into a world-class tourism center to be known as the Marine Drive, encouraged the use of everyday local wear to promote our culture, create employment and market opportunities for producers and entrepreneurs, established the Tourism Development Fund and directed its utilization to facilitate financing of tourism, culture, and creative arts programs for the development of the sector. Now, get to their commitment. 2017-2021. We will, as in the NDC, increase the sector's contribution to GDP and foreign exchange earnings, as well as provide sustainable employment and incomes. Resource the Ghana Tourism Authority to step up provision, inspection, and licensing of tourism enterprises, as well as develop standards for few tourism enterprises. Complete the construction of the National Science and Technology Museum, promote conference, package, and medical tourism, redesign the Ifwa Sutherland Children's Park on the lines of Kumasi Ratri Park to enhance tourist activities at the park as the theme park for children. Continue the redevelopment of the Marine Drive project in partnership with key stakeholders, create access and improve roads and other infrastructure leading to major tourism sites such as Kakum National Park in the Central Region, Willie Falls in the Volta Region, and the Boti Falls and Kintampo Falls in the Brongahafo Region. And rejuvenate Panafest, Emancipation Day, and then other internationally focused festivals. Accord export status to tourism by granting the sector the benefits and concessions available under the EXIM Ghana. Establish additional district tourism offices to decentralize tourism administration in the country, improve collection of the tourism levy to support ongoing tourism programs and projects, complete all ongoing rehabilitation of regional centers of national culture, and strengthen national festivals of arts and culture, regional and national drama festivals for schools and colleges, and youth and children's cultural programs and festivals. Organize international exchange programs for creative arts practitioners to enhance collaboration and improve the capacity of the Ghanaian creative artists, and develop modalities to harness the potential of the Chieftaincy Institution for national development. Establish a Creative Arts Council and provide it with a secretariat, and enhance the operations of the Creative Arts Funding Pool, which was commenced with 1 million Ghana cedi in November 2015 with diversified sources of funding. Commence a provident fund for aging artists, and facilitate the establishment of a film village in partnership with the private sector. So that's it for the ruling National Democratic Congress. But quick one, as a Rex, probably will be more mine. What is the issue about commence a provident fund for aging artists? Is it not being done by Musica already?
Medawasina, a friend say, won't say, Musica deals with only musicians. But when you talk about creative artists, I'm talking about also film actors, photographers. This creative industry is very, very wide, it's broad. So the one that government is planning to do encompasses everybody. And it's like Obia Ebekahu. But what Musica is doing, Musica does it for its members, which is musicians. So if even Uba Gamro Krana, Gamro so it will be for its members who are right owners. And yet every musician will own right. So like composers and right owners, publishers, they also have some kind of fund, a welfare fund, Gamro so why. It's what government is seeking to do is to do something that covers everybody.
I see. That's what areas are me quickly as well mind shame. And then there is issue about this controversial 1 million Ghana cedi. And what's them say? I buy their tomb as part of the achievements. Say, how have we felt the impact? 1 million creative arts.
As Namekan one creative arts they are big. This 1 million I buy can was no. A different from the 2 million I buy the Musica some time ago, because I don't know. And no one some crowd and no one some young one and young one that the whole thing. Then they say on say your industry, and I'm saying abroad, you know. Time and now. But those were the times that John Mensah Sapons and the other side were saying, "Say, you know, Kabo money, cultural, you be do baby, be a fan or dear can tell." And all those things. So clearly, I know. Now, can say one will say. Musica is for musicians. Creative arts is far broader than only music. So what I say, Satan, we didn't even have Creative Arts Council. Government didn't have how to any organization be dealing with. So he dealt with Musica, and it was specific. Munji says, first of all, I buy person invest in creative art industry, but we want to first of all find out. Starting with music. What is the music industry's contribution to the GDP? But there was no data. But DUFO was specific for the creative arts. That this is for the creative arts. 2 million. Musical also thinks led by our board that we deserve the money. I'm sure so you was a controversy about controversy about home, but the controversy industry in India, it tries on controversy. The whole situation is I was part of the people who prepared a document to government. Your government, sorry, Janos, you. Oh, my yes, who they mean Musica. No, that was not the issue. Musica applied the government in support. But that's where probably among us who play in mischief, more interest because the bigger picture is the industry, not a portion of the industry. Masa, me a musician, me a member of Musicians Union of Ghana. So it's a Musicians Union of Ghana, my musicians are. It's not my business to go and fight for a photographer or film actor, almost one organizations. Because Satan will be a pray for no, and no government have an umbrella body. like a friend say, well, you set a ministry of creative arts. Now we have creative council. So in this case, no, now NDC are set women up so that we me dealing with the general creative arts industry, together. But that time, no, dear, we were fighting for ourselves as music industry.
I see. And so can you say me?
Yeah, person business. I didn't say fund no, fund no kind and say musical will be Gamros who will be no. Me pacho mama photographers be.
And your fund. I mean, what musica? Musica a trade union for musicians.
For musicians.
Musica are setting up the welfare fund for the members.
The members, okay.
Photographer and member of music.
Now I didn't say mama carpenters be.
Asema will be saying me. Asema will be saying.
But any question was a question. But I thought say probably Ubusa.
But go carpenter.
But carpenter
because carpenters in Yebibia mom me boy.
Carpenters in members of music.
Good. And so I buy can say or best set up a provident fund, for creative arts.
Arts, not music.
Creative arts. Based on what?
What do you mean by based on?
I don't get it. So
you don't get it.
Yeah.
What is a provident fund?
So what answer our question?
Oh no. I want to know. Provident fund here.
I don't know business questions.
Me pacho. Provident fund here.
I don't know business questions.
Me nti inti pacho beti me achire masiye.
Ya mahasi besunya dio. Ya mahasi nya ha na yo besunya.
No. Oh yeah. Rex me back. Yeah. So what is your challenge with the provident fund?
Provident fund. Minim. Me share. Me study kakra bi no. Unless I stand for correction. I be to say pension scheme. Yes, set it up. Wow. Inti mu uye juma no near TTB or Adom FM. Multimedia. Inti every month you your car near TB near the Atosa. What am I saying? Na at the end of the year, be our pension and CBBA. Na yeah the amount. What am I saying? This is a right na.
Per your understanding.
No. O can
Go
say
ahead.
tema.
You go ahead.
Now, so buy can say obeti bibisa ama aging artist. Edi ejuma ejako. Edi ejuma na ejako ya mabai. Edi ejuma na lelewen ya mabai. Edi ejuma na Rexoma as a musician or ya mabai. And abai abe can say obeti. Now, abai tima your friend is saying, how about aging taxi drivers? How about aging fishermen? Why creative arts pay for that or better based on what your friend is saying?
Oh, this is how MPP people think. Let me paint a picture. Oh, ask baby let me tell you something. Every Ghanaian citizen, jumama abain. The fact is say formally unya abanye juma. No, it doesn't mean say unya jumama abain. Me Rexoma as an artist. If we see baby a makwa perform Mubiano, you bomb meeting Rexoma, the Ghanaian artist. Yeah.
Just
I
like
am
boxes.
Qualified by
just
Ghanaian.
like Azuma Nelson.
Man making a point.
I'm making a point. Okay.
Me buano. Azuma Nelson.
Man making a point.
Making a point. Here is the situation. There is this industry, a state of Ghana, and neglected for a long time.
In what way?
Hold on, let me finish. In a way that government, football is almost football. Maybe some questions say, but government invest in building stadiums. Government invest in their international tournaments. The same way in the music industry in society. When you want to create jobs, government say they want to create jobs for young people. Look at the number of people are almost caught into creative industry. But now it's not in the formal sector. It that's like abayan atuna JJ and the advocates say abayan any the emrem. I didn't think I copyright law no. Law. It took government to do those things for us. Let me finish. National Theatre is on you now see here. Abayan is here. A friend say the National Commission on Cultures now what all the regions no. NDC abayan say oba obey the no. Abayan is here. So what I say, abayan said yes say obe created the enabling environment so that we producer we film. Dr. Friends or Dr. Kwame Nkrumah time or Ghana Films. A film studios not nasi for because you need a certain type of infrastructure abayan be invest in so that one was say adwuma no ebe boa mo atumi adai aye wadwuma it ye won industry ye nyina ye say abayan and support yen. That's how come they set up creative art ministry. We didn't used to have creative art ministry. But now it is there.
Provident fund as a
Toboase. Now you question now can say a dear Juma na Rexoma na why ma buy no. And no make sure say e ya buy asset there or my baby sebi or mo ye edija abuy the sea market na jerifa ko dija wom. It we are asking say government invest in our infrastructure so abuy say or set a provident fund. Ama creative arts, not musicians, not filmmakers, creative arts. There is nothing wrong with it.
There is everything wrong technically because we don't work for government. You see?
So, Chris, be fan the argument you free me.
Masa.
No, they are not all no. So the fact that probably the creative art stakeholders know, and yet, what's your understanding of Onyej Mama?
Masa, any make us say Rexomoti way, or banda, or your private person. Or releasing a biba, not turning near man to say obituary tax so Mokola
no, but without that environment, no, but without that environment he's talking about.
Footballers, all about football with stadium, no bubble, only see stadium. No.
Oh,
there be question maybe sound no. Footballers
probably yanti so Chris maybe free but because yes.
You see, and bisa provident fund no. For aging a year, it's just like a pension scheme. It's just like a pension scheme. Pension scheme, no. Obi awaye juma mano. To say ebi Adom FM awaye juma wa say you know. Number set a pension scheme. Uko ministries year juma man.
Provident fund doesn't mean pension scheme. Masa ma mention na there. Ye Ghana ha ye obi be a friend a social intervention friends a project be a government friend leap. Least
fact finding.
This is a social intervention idea aban the aba wo creative industry no mu eti wo person catch Ghana for nyina say wo mo MPP no just say the fact say creative industry for no yenye adwuma ma aban tua e kan internet say aban invest and
no, but that's contrary to what
is that what you are saying?
No, that's contrary to their belief because
Rex,
the MPP
go back to the Provident Fund.
Okay, Yema Socrates into making a point.
Provident Fund and person watch them.
Yema Socrates
Sania, who a musician, maybe a filmmaker. Me a Juma Mame home. Misika mi nya metua me tax ni bibia wia me medie me kwa homgie mu a aban me nkwa aban ho say me ba beji pension be every month and I say aban ne wa ma misika futu bi seje no certain ma me no ti mokola a ono so tua tax every day no ono so kwa homgie mu a onkwa aban ho say aban me tua tax nti say no ma me ye ni system bi sa wo ho. What you must say? It is about so certain bibisa. It should be across. It's not just for creative arts. What you must say? Because creative arts based on what? And that system technically is wrong to say, oh, but Provident Fund be mine. How about maybe say how about fishermen? How about carpenters? How about taxi drivers, aging taxi drivers, aging fishermen,
that's not your business.
That is my business. It's Ghana. We are talking about Ghana.
Of course, but we are talking about a particular sector.
Okay, so ye bibia. Sometimes no, you say obi be mo bibia. That's obi ye bibia. Dream who ye? Ni bisa sa sem no dipa ne ka kire no. Technically, ye to asoma na. Enye bi wo aban ntimi nye. Aban ntimi nye. Technically, aban ntimi nye. Because based on what na aban so oba beti. And the nature so oba chase ka. I'm telling you, say it is technically wrong. Bisa any trade industrialist who say you can't move from say Sankrofo.
Industrialist, yeah.
Yes, ni bisa say is it right? Wo see has you see who nye juma maban. At the end of pension.
But what you understand is obi nye juma maban. That's why I don't get it.
Because obi nye juma who say when it yoka is it aban it yoka na your friend saying multimedia. It's
a private company.
Yes, so you don't work for government. No, please don't twist it. GBC, GBC, don't go to there. Don't go there. GBC, multimedia, into here,
but any bonus are buying because
no, me see, is it wrong? It's wrong because I buy intimate private actors. It's wrong. Private sector wunye juma GBC.
Well,
maybe GBC workers na oho no. Omo aban ase. What you must say? Enti saban tu omoka not TBD Provident Fund mama is right. But multimedia we adwuma wie na man aka kire say we wie adwuma multimedia enti no ma set provident fund amount.
Okay, so in this case abana montu otu relating to the fund na all challenge.
Yes, sir, it's technically wrong. It's technically wrong. Because we in the creative arts, we don't work for government. It's a private sector. And see, what Aban can do is to facilitate.
Yes. Yeah.
Says here, all copyright owners, okay, Aban, your free BB levy. Aban and the GG levy, no, port.
Yes.
And our dear Aban.
Yeah. No, what 4% for doing that job for us.
Look, sometimes I don't know what we are fighting for. Sebi, you were different industries. We are talking about the creative
arts
industry. So my interest is to talk about the creative industry. When sports people come, let them talk about their issue. So Mimi usually say, industry way has been neglected for a long time, and then kakra nyamia dom and this yabanya da womentino. Ya seti ministry at least now there is an interface between the private sector and government, so they can deal with us and help us structure our industry. Na se wo we say because nya abai ne tua ye kenti, it is wrong for abai to set up a provident fund. Provident fund doesn't mean or pension. This
is a social intervention.
It's a social.
Come on, please.
Provident fund does not mean pension.
Yes, yeah. You try, Umbra. You buy better in common. You come. So we are back. A lot of WhatsApp messages now, text messages about bringing to. Debate me can Andrew baby and meda entertainment critics no any omo review so most surprisingly mu na magibra mo hwebia mo de ebikwade to social media announcing to colleagues and friends in the industry to watch it. Thank you so much. Teacher Kwame Dazi Dazi piece wagibra also boy to support the industry say ebepem akọ enkan. For the new Patriotic Party, I'm seeing wild senior promises Diana
love letter.
Establish a creative arts fund to make available funds to modernize and develop the sector. Create a division of the High Court focusing on the creative arts. Establish a creative arts council and pursue a construction of modern large seating theaters in every regional capital except Accra, beginning with Takrady, Tamale and Kumasi, as well as setting up an additional copyright office in Tamale to cater for the northern sector in addition to the existing ones in Accra and Kumasi. Promote regional and district literature, music, dance, drama, competitions, particularly in schools, and collaborate with private sector interests to acquire the technology and equipment needed to log creative artworks in order to determine true and deserved royalties. That's the new Patriotic Party. So, Chris, Papa.
Yeah.
Massa, we a love letter. Listen,
no,
I call it NPP love letter. I mean, look, NPP by their nature, they don't honor their promises. It is as simple as that.
Wonderful. The church yes, tell us any Patriotic Party.
Well, who say a dear back when you hear our industry ejuma. So utimima onipano ejuma. And na obenyes kanibi. No, we have private pension schemes.
In creative arts. So also a private man. Creative arts.
Abain be created the enabling environment.
Barres talks about the environment that should be enabled. It also talk about enabling environment. Yeah, the approach. What's your approach? The Abain creates an environment that the new Patriotic Party. And I'm saying the industry now. So your first line is that Abain created that environment enabling industry players.
Yeah.
Now, under the watch of the new Patriotic Party, that is your word. Yeah. So after that creation of that environment, what next?
What next is to create jobs.
How?
Fine. One, tourism idea the market for creative arts. because tourism, you find say, obi efri amano ne bagana, ede no babe as a tourist. O here bibia oko Cape Coast Castle. Ede no oko hwekwa. Oko sisi a ede no your tour guys on betimi do akom no achire o say o high say. But you who say yeah betimi enhance no. How can we enhance it? We can create over 1,000 jobs between Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle. 1,000 jobs. What are we going to reenactment of the slave trade? We will employ actors, script writers, musicians, makeup artists, all manner of people in the creative arts sector. Over 500 in Cape Coast, over 500 in Elmina. And their job is performing in this.
That will be dependent on the vibrant arts industry, creative and arts industry. If you don't have a properly laid foundation, said the ABRX, and say, without those basics, you don't jump into this.
No.
Master, this is a fantasy. Look,
no.
Pacho, my example, we are talking about jobs.
Yeah.
Now, any mama example say, even on tourism, enhancement of tourist sites, you enhance it by adding something, adding value. One way of adding value is to add jobs strategically. You create jobs. And I'm giving an example, say, even these two areas between Cape Coast Castle and Elmina Castle, we are going to create jobs for artists.
Potentially like 1,000.
Yes.
500.
Yeah, and do you know how many slaves were put in that, your friend is saying,
those places.
Those places. You need more than even that. But at least if we have more than 500 crown per, including makeup artists, costumiers, and all those people. And these are people working. And you have tourists coming there every day. And you know what? This is something that you can also advertise. Say, aggressively promote. You can promote something when you have, it is attractive. Then you can promote it. When you put this even on CNN, and advertise it on CNN, say, Obagana, Oko Kenya, Edian Omo Marketi, wildlife. Oko Egypt, Omo Marketi, pyramids. Ghana, yawo slave trade. We can also use slave trade to attract more tourists. Look at the black community in the diaspora who have something related to slavery. Every year they will come here to send near Muslims come Mecca. And you have people coming here every year as in the form of homecoming. And do you know how much they are bringing in? If every tourist is to spend $100, and by records, we have about $800,000, 800,000 tourists coming to Ghana every year. The records are there. And each person is to even spending $100. Do you know how much money they are bringing into the country?
So that's what the new Patriotic Party intends
This
to
is
do.
the thinking. Now, look at a place like, how do you call it? Osha Fort, 3 young guys. It's me organizing BB to say Chalowote Festival. Look at the artists by a place like this. What can we do? You bet me I invite artists, fine arts, painters, and all these people, sculptors, and you tax them. Say, look, a hand say no for slavery, though you be a prison. Thank God we've got it back. We can put artists there.
I'm confused.
You're confused. No, you bet me an art gallery.
This is what you think that the new Patriotic Party is coming to do.
You bet me
enhance
and you went
art industry.
One Chalowote Festival, no. How many artists bar out there?
Somebody talks about setting up funds, Provident and other funds. Somebody talks about establishing the Creative Arts Council and provided with a secretariat. Somebody talks about, what I've read is here that the creating of a division of high court focused on the creative arts.
You think we don't need it?
Establish a
Pacho, don't just read. You say creating of courts. Do we need it?
Massa,
do we need a court?
Establish a creative arts council.
One after the other. Don't just read it.
Establish a creative arts
courts.
Establishing fund. How are you?
Wait, one after the other.
Let's start with one after. Establish a creative arts fund. How?
Establish a creative arts fund. As we sit here, we need a creative art fund. Industry. No?
The intent is that you are going to make available funds to modernize and develop the sector.
Yes.
How? Source.
Example.
How are you going to fund that?
Example say, to say castles here.
No. If you're establishing a creative arts fund, how is this fund going to be? How is it going to be the source of money? Yeah, maybe Rex, maybe. They have a challenge with the issue of more setting up a provident fund and that of a creative arts funding pool. But they have here an establishment of a creative arts fund. Yeah. How are you going to operate this fund and the source
President
of income?
President Kufuor the cultural policy by signing into law. Now, within there, there are certain areas on funds are free. Now, one area even lotteries. Lotto. There's a 1% on it. You two creative arts fund. What am I saying? As we speak, there are so many sources. You have power. You bet me a tapo sika free. And you go say fund you.
Okay, me could try to tell me a percentage of either 1 CD 50%. Then what relationship does maybe percentage now?
Fund there was sources I did not scare free. I ban it na say no more come to boom. There are so many sources.
Obi will fund. What's this fund and yes sustainable?
Because one thing sustainable and yes sustainable by its operation. Say Odebema aging your friend is saying musicians are contribute to be because who ye humaners who contribute to BB to your friend is saying o pension scheme. What am I saying? And no ABS Senate private sector pension and no register no why.
Okay,
so that challenge is different from this fund. That challenge is different from.
Then we create a division of the High Court focusing on the creative arts to deal with all matters relating to intellectual property.
For over 14 years, I'm dealing with the copyright industry sector. And all this over 30 years, I'm our industry. Challenge back one meaning say piracy. Name piracy in Koso are the BIA say you need a court dedicated to piracy. Ufa Nipano no the no court now. Sometimes the judges over there no crampono. You need to even educate them sometimes. It's necessary.
We need to put in systems to check, or we need to put in the court.
No, the court is necessary. You are fighting as industry players.
As an advocate. And this gentleman, I forgot the VIP for former boss, Refinidine. These people
me say court no ya dia ya kunwa Masa me say
the systems itself they be
Masa me say copyright court ya dia ya akun ye hia
so it will kill piracy.
Oh ebeboa piracy
is not killable at
Masa me say it is killable because ye chi nipa na de ko gina court ni judge no te ho no ebia emra no onye dedicated to that. Whom say you were even your friend is saying how many different courts you were your friend say business court,
your commercial court,
I didn't say commercial court,
your human rights court,
I didn't say it is all those courts,
the creative arts
but I didn't say it is all those courts
for specific reasons.
Good. And you what challenge with the creative arts sector in terms of piracy. And you who say
but how vibrant is that sector in Tiakope court?
Wow.
No,
it is vibrant. Yeah. You know. So don't ask me this.
No, it has the potential to be vibrant, or it is vibrant.
It is vibrant because there are it's vibrant, but because there are no structures like this court
exactly
that is
protecting the thing. Because without those structures in place,
yes, and
forever
so
and
if
ever,
you question me about
piracy.
Court, if you question me about your friend saying the need for a court, that is where I'm surprised because your industry, no matter piracy in it, you say your dedicated court. You have be I didn't call. Judge no what your friend is saying copyright law no to Baba. Na oti adum oti crime na sia.
Rex, I'm sure we so I'm sure because of time. The same come we are twice next week. But the opportunity is there. Rex, 2 minutes. Show me time. Yes, 2 minutes will do. Dear Potty, and also say, Nyoma ba community be yenina so creative arts industry yenina so fanto abama the ruling NDC. Na so cases where you
know. Simple. O share NDC MPP for love letter imwa. Almost say
it's a manifesto.
Almost be set it up. friends say Creative Arts Council. What we have already done, they are dreaming to come and do. I just don't understand it. As some friends say, so creative. Already, if you go into the copyright law provides for copyright tribunal. It's there in the law. If you don't understand all these things, the mechanic say, look,
what's the difference between the court and the tribunal?
The fundamentals are that there are structures are not anyhow. First and foremost, you are setting up a ministry
for that.
And after you set up the ministry, as I said, no.
Ministry. An ineffective ministry.
An
ineffective ministry. Very weak ministry. Not reflective of the challenges that are going on.
Why? An ineffective ministry is better than non-ministry. Because now you need
you have been acknowledged.
We have been acknowledged. So now the ministry is there. It's about time that we structure the ministry, maybe give different whatever.
So just one or two about why.
Okay. When you enter a ministry, then working. Because it's not their vision. Now it was Nanado and Kumasi Cultural Center. My creative arts policy.
Don't go there, master.
And or Betty, even the ministry for creative arts.
Okay.
What do I say? Tourism.
We will still pick our last word. I'm getting that signal. You will still pick it.
Okay.
You try 1 minute back over. Well, Madam, I say, but again, Maminda, major players no more industry no more. Na Jiri se ba na dodo na more events at say na say when you bring more script and I'm open 1 or 2. Most of you, when na mo jibra mo hwebi, and you are calling for say yes and to aso nyame adoma ya wada. Major more consent if that is the case on beto aso. Tie do bibia say, but Madam I say probably the ebe can say you've demonstrated say need the creative arts so Ataji yati ene because we are also being discussed nationally or every opportunity be a political parties in the make sure your final word I probably don't mind.
Well, and the American say union ma your creative arts industry mo adia ba kwa manifesto yi de ba jobs no say you be nya enyuma job creation, job security. See you be creating more jobs for the industry, not jobs na be creating no yet me abohun ba na yet me sustain jobs no and yes said ne ukonya 1 gig wo han say ya na be chance because the structures are not there. Building of theaters in all the regions and especially Takrade, Kumasi and the north no e ade ba ko da na do eni so minim say many a times no ye pe Venus near the Abuboy shows obi ti say Bo White hwe shows or ye wo the National Theatre I say or ye wi a be ni aka ni nyina wonya ba bia mfa enjanu se ne so ye no nti enum nyina ya de ba ko a ebetimi aboa. There are a lot of playwrights out there so mu here theaters e dey aye omo performance.
All right, so
Rexoma ene onya ba bi money show because Abiba is still being played out there.
That's called France.
But no, in Ghana, see Rex etimi kokumasi no hit Abiba but you call our Premier Assembly Hall across 60 hall ne krampo enye. And there are a whole lot of it.
So you are providing that for Ghanaians.
Yeah, Obi parity Rexoma nyuma. Enya fe no obedi nechi ni nyama wa chipe.
Obi parity or traffic lights.
Oh yeah, but they say with the court, no.
Okay.
Ubenya fair representation at the courts, no. Rexoma ebetimi ada.
Provident Fund is for political expediency, but for establishment of a court, and for political expediency.
No, but Provident Fund, how are you going to do it?
Okay, all right, very
excellent. How are you going to do it?
One will say, ye can't yo. Sebe, ye buy an any ministry be out. You buy an MPP at the 8 years. Or man, yes, she is Amay.
No, it was just useless. Please don't, because it's not your vision. I've told this vision. Just like free SHS. Just like free SHS. It's not your vision. Progressively free. It's not your vision. That's why you don't know how to do it.
Ministry, no.
That is why you don't know how to do it.
Documents. Yeah, walk on the year better. Sebi. You set it up. Creative Arts Council. After I'm going to say more.
Okay.
So,
Ramti, San Comforted dance most Kwame Dazi again. Thank you so much. More mutimi comments by through social media. quite unfortunate. Ebrenti. Nyame the chair that's ene. Probably we'll do a deeper discussion than the direct.